Hello and welcome to this Festival Pro tutorial video. Today we're going to take a look at the volunteer module and just the default workflow that you might have to first take applications from your volunteers, review them, and then decide which ones will go on which shifts, and of course building the shifts themselves. So to begin with, we'll have an application form, and if I just go into my forms list, find that under the volunteer section. And then we can take a public form like this. If we just view our default one, clicking on the visit button, you'll see we ask some simple questions: who they are, maybe their contact details. You might want profile photos or t-shirt sizes, what their availability is, their first aid training, etc. And you can edit all of these questions on the form itself. Go into settings. Page 1 will see all of those questions reflected here up on the back, and you can come through, delete the ones that don't apply to you, move them around, and then you can also add new fields and just build this out the way that you want it to. Once someone completes that form, which you give them with the public URL link, and here we can see where I clicked visit, you can also copy it next to it here, take that URL and give that out to people. If I go to the settings on the form, we'll see here that's set to public on the bottom under access options. Now, what this means is everyone who comes through the form will be a new contact in your system. And here we can see everybody's answers, either by clicking into view to see the individual profile and what they filled in, or we can click on add columns to bring in any of the questions off the form and see them directly here in the results. So maybe, what experience do you have? Why would you like to volunteer? And t-shirt size, and bring those answers in here. I can then start deciding who I want to confirm. If I go to either the profile fields, there's a confirm volunteer tab here, or if you'd like to work down a list, you can always, as well as adding the form fields, add the profile field for volunteer confirm, and then again I can come through here and start marking off the people that I would like to work with. Those volunteers then go to live into your view all confirmed list over here. The next step would be to create the shifts themselves. There's a couple of ways of doing this. We can either go to the volunteer calendar, and in here we'll have our locations. We can flip up the top and roll to location. And currently we've got behind the main stage and the main stage and a to be confirmed area. The way you can add new locations is by coming up into your venues and stages area. We can add a new one. A volunteer point. If you have someone who's running that area who needs a schedule breakdown, you can also add their contact details. And just down here, we want to mark this as a volunteer location. We can add this and go back to our calendar. Click on Saturday and flip this by location. And now we've got our new volunteer point where we can click the plus button and add a new shift. So let's put in a new shift here. We'll call it the bin run. It's going to be litter picking. We're going to need 4 people to do it. We won't worry about self-select status at the minute. This is an extra feature that we have allowing people to allocate their own shifts, but we'll go into more detail on a different video for that. And you can add new fields into here under config, but for now let's just add this. Now we can see 0 out of 4 in the top corner. If I click here, we can add more, and I can either search for the name of the person. So if I search for Marie, I can see Marie here has got a conflict. She already is on a shift at this time somewhere else. It will let you add those people just in case they're backstage, main stage anyway, and they can double up on their tasks, but it's going to give you a warning. Then I can also do this via the cog at the bottom, and I can click on the plus. It's the same thing, and in here I can actually search the fields themselves, either the profile fields or off of the form. So I might search for everyone who is available on Saturday and first aid trained, and here I get the list of those people, And again, I can assign these guys to a shift. If you want to see how full or empty your shifts are at a glance, just come up to volunteers, go to your shift stats, and in here you'll get to see how full all of your shifts are in one screen. And now your volunteers all have their shifts assigned to them. You'll notice when you go to view them, if you have the shift field in your columns, you'll see all the shifts that they're assigned to over here. And then either by bulk or clicking onto their email address, if you want to do individually, you can now send a schedule email, which will give them their shifts as well as a live up-to-date link, whereby they can always see any changes made to their schedule. There is a way I mentioned earlier to allow the volunteers to select their own shifts. And we do everything the same up to the point of creating your shifts. You still take the applications, create the shifts and confirm the people, but then you can send them a form. And there'll be another video that goes into more detail on this. But this feature allows for the shifts to be merged into a field, and then for the volunteers to come through and pick the shifts that they would like. If you use this route, there are limitations. You can't manually assign whilst this is open. You would run your self-select process and then do a cut-off date and then manually fill the remaining gaps. So to recap, we've just had a look at how you can take applications for a volunteer through a public form, review those applications and view the information, confirm them and bring them into your confirmed list, and then build out your shifts on the calendar. There is also the opportunity to come and build out those shifts on a list view. If you come down to volunteers and volunteer shifts, this works the same. And once you've created those shifts, we can then start to assign people to them, again either in list view or on the calendar view as we showed you earlier. And you can come in, add your volunteers to a particular shift, and then you can send schedules to everybody with live and up-to-date information. So I hope this video has been helpful in getting you started with the volunteer module. If you have any more specific questions that you can't find answers to in the documentation, please feel free to raise a support ticket.